Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark, they're all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we're carrying on with our House Dayne playthrough. Now in the last episode we of course took Old Town and near enough all of the provinces but one that belonged to that, and I asked you guys for the names of the new non-canon houses that we could bring into this area, and as always you thought up of some awesome ideas that we could bring into play. So now in the Uplands we have House Goldengrass. And there isn't really many sigils that represent grass, so we've sort of, this is about the only one we could go for on the nice blue. I know you said light blue, but you can't see the yellow on a light blue, so it looks a lot better on this darker blue. Which other houses did we have? In House Sunhouse, we gave it to House Ball, so we have the House Ball of Sunhouse, as there wasn't any canon houses for this area. And then Three Towers, we have House Low Tower. So that's all our new houses for this area. Old Town still belongs to us for now. And then over on Gaston Grey we have House Doomspire. And the person who thought up this house made a lot of really interesting lore for this house, which is awesome, which you can find in the last video in the comment section, or you'll be able to find it in the comment section down below, as I will copy and paste it into there so you can read the awesome lore about this house that there was created. And then obviously we have Old Town, which is currently ours, and I've decided what we're going to do with that is make a cadet branch of House Dayne. Once we have children, we'll probably give it to a second son or something like that, to have two House Daynes, the Daynes of Old Town and the Daynes of Starfall. Maybe they'll change from Dayne to something else Dayne, like a different name. And then the Prince's Pass will just stay with this branch of House Dayne for now, which will just be a distant branch in the end. Right, so let's unpause and let things tick along. We're currently trying to get claims up on these Stormland Marcher Lords so we can finish our conquest of the Dornish Marches. Some of your kin are unhappy that you granted the lordship of Sunhouse to Lord Quentin Bull, as they were expected to be granted titles themselves. King Franklin, well, you're the king, you don't really need titles. You're the king of Starfall and Old Town, so... My prince, for some time now, I have been in the employ of Septon Harlem, and now I seek a better station. I humbly request to join you in Starfall. Let's have a look. Septon Omara, okay, you're possessed. No thank you. We don't want a possessed Septon. I think that sounds absolutely terrifying. But yeah, there's not much we can do at the moment, so we'll just do a couple of little decisions and an event. So let's hold a feast. Why not? All my vassals will be there. We'll try and get people on side more. We'll try and get this land prospering a little bit more as well. Today my husband, King Franklin, asked me for a fief of his own to govern. Specifically, he would like the lordship of Old Town. Very well. I promised to arrange it. I did mention the war, which is going to upset him. But it's tough. You're not having Old Town, my friend. My husband, King Franklin, did not like my decision to withhold a title from him, and has spread word throughout the realm that I am hoarding titles that should rightfully be distributed to Dane Kingsman. What do I care? Okay, so we gain the trait Tyrant. Okay, which is going to affect people's opinion of us, but our husband can do one. We're going to give it to our sons instead, you greedy bastard, if you actually give us some sons. No feast is complete without boar meat. Who will get the prestigious task of hunting and slaying the boars needed for the feast? Send out Marshal Miranda. Yes, let's do that. We gain a bit of prestige. Your Master of Coin, Sir Yorick, has grave news. Parts of the castle where the guests will be staying would have to be repaired, or else he couldn't guarantee the guests' safety. Just repair it. I don't care about the gold. Now, today was my last day at work as well for the foreseeable future, until obviously all this coronavirus thing passes over, so you'll probably see some increased output on the channel. I'll probably be getting some more series out, hopefully, as I'm going to have a lot more spare time now, so hopefully we're to get that House Blackwood series started soon, as well as winding up some of those series that still need finishing off. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you guys will as well. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what food stuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar and duck spices, wine and ale, honey for the desserts, cheeses and perhaps even a swan or a peacock. I'll spend lavishly on food. Considering our husbands now bad-mouthing us, we want to try and keep people on side as much as we can. Most of the preparations for the feast have now been made. Now I only have to send out the invitations. Now, what's this new epidemic that's sweeping around? The Grey Plague in Highgarth. Really? The Plague? Can the sicknesses not give us a break for a little while? But I think once we get the Stormland Marches... while pondering over the guest list for the feast, I wondered if I should invite my friend Amira. Of course. Yeah, once we've done that, I think we'll start maybe conquering some of the stepstones, the Arbor, maybe some of these little Stormlander islands, start expanding our navy and our naval power. We also obviously need to get the Florent lands, but obviously we need to wait until our truce with the Gardeners expires. Everybody's talking about the musicians, and I finally had some time off from the preparations for my feast, so I could see with my own eyes and hear with my own ears what people were talking about. The musicians were good, and they were looking for a Patreon. I want to offer you my patronage. Awesome. Okay. I also changed the Realm Authority to medium. We're just voting on that at the moment, so hopefully that will go ahead, giving us more control. I am surely with child. My husband will be pleased. Okay. Awesome. So hopefully we'll get ourselves a son and we can start grooming a Sword of the Morning. Dawn has been without a Sword of the Morning now for too long, and we need to make sure we get one. The Lords of Dawn have approved the institution of a medium Realm Authority law. Perfect. That's great news. Maybe eventually we'll get that to high and we'll try and get ourselves as powerful as possible. The guests have finally arrived in Starfall. They have been given bread and salt as their guest right. All is now ready. The cooks have worked day and night preparing the food. Our stocks of Reachman Red have been replenished and the palace has never looked lovelier. Welcome to my feast. Okay, there's a gnome plot. What's that? It's nothing against us. Incite Lady Joanne to revolt. Who's that? Lady Moella of High Hermitage. Why don't you like us, dear friend? Because of medium realm authority, because we're a tyrant, because we're cruel, because we're lustful, because we're cynical. Okay, so you just like hate everything about us, don't you, Lady Dusk? I think we already sent gifts to you in the last episode, didn't we? So we're not going to do anything there. I rushed around trying to get everyone to work harder, making sure everything was ready for the feast. I waited impatiently for my friend Amira to arrive, but still did my best to make sure every guest felt welcome and found their designated place at the high table. Amira Mandalay is our friend. Is she matrimonial marriage? Yes, that's good. That's good news. She never showed up. Oh, does that mean that we can now have her as a handmaiden? Because we don't actually have it. No, why don't we have any handmaidens? I thought they were your friends. Is not a ruler. Is not she's married, of course. A minor noble by the name of Darian Rumbold requests remedy as she recently received land near Starfall by writ of the Queen. But when she came to occupy the land there were already armed men present who assaulted her, carried off her goods and ousted her from her. Okay, I will send some men to restore order and peace. We lose a bit of gold, we gain 50 prestige. I can only but grant you a refuge for now. Yeah, let's send some men and restore order and peace. The feasting has begun and the endless courses you ordered are impressing the guests. The pinnacle of these is an enormous pie, surmounted with the smaller pies forming a crown. The crust of the large pies are silvered all round and glitter at the top. Each pie contains a whole roe deer, a gosling, 3 capons, 6 chickens, 10 pigeons, 1 young rabbit, and no doubt to serve as seasoning or stuffing, a minced loin of veal, 2 pounds of fat, and 26 hard-boiled eggs covered with saffron and flavoured with cloves. Please dig in, my lords. All that's missing is free phrase to make that even nicer. Some of my guests did not seem satisfied with the food, but I would never have thought one of them would have complained out loud. Lord Vaith. And he's called the kind. He's obviously not that kind. Summer is nearing an end, and so autumn and the harvest is upon us. The feasting shall celebrate this time with food from throughout the dawn, including boar, goose and berries, salmon and lobster brought to Starfall. As part of this, you must decide how much of the harvest is to be set aside for winter. The usual reserves shall suffice. As the feast begins, Lord Alban Ironwood presents a petition before the court. He says the crime and banditry in Ironwood is an increasing threat and that the local sheriffs cannot contain the problem. He petitions that you send men and coin to eradicate the menace as plaguing the area. Fine, I will send Miranda to deal with the problem. Hopefully we're going to get lots of vassals very on side with this feast. Miranda organised a group of men to tackle the bandits and rogues in Ironwood. She successfully captured or killed many prominent criminals and publicly handed them as an example to the others. The problem has now been stamped out and Lord Alban is satisfied. Gained 25 prestige and his opinion of us increases for 24 months. Perfect. King Graydon's invasion of the Trident has ended in white peace. The last of the guests have returned home and everyone agreed it was this year's greatest feast. Everyone's opinion of us improves by 5. Perfect. And one title can be usurped. Usurp Lordship of Old Town. Yep, let's usurp that then. Queen Alla of the Dawn has usurped the title High Lordship of Old Town from Lord Wilbert, the Ill Ruler. Perfect. So yeah, he's still got that land and we can't actually... I'm not going to be able to go to war. Oh no, it's a new queen now, so I think we actually can without breaking any truces, I believe. As her husband is dead. Does that mean House Gardeners yet again died out? Yes. Why was he married matrimonially to some random woman. You're a gardener for... Oh my goodness. But yeah, we can actually declare war on you if we want to claim that last bit, and it wouldn't break any truces, so I think we will do that. The most curious gift arrived today at court. Lord Gerris sent me a statue of him along with his best wishes. It's very impressive. I suppose he deserves it. That's a bit too self-serving for my... very impressive. Fair enough if it keeps him on side. Whatever. Whatever floats your boat, pal. Right, so let's... Considering we can get away with it, they've only got 1,000 men. We may as well declare war and finish getting... finish getting the land in the Old Tower province that belongs to us. They will surely honour that obligation. We will let the Fossaways keep that land as well, unless there are some actual claimants that they've knocked aside, and it doesn't look like there is, no, so we will let the Fossaways keep that. But let's call up our men. We're probably going to have a hell of a big army now. Our Old Town army hasn't fully recovered yet, but we've still got 28,000 men, which is going to be more than enough to take care of what's left of the Reach, right? Everybody else march to the Prince's Pass, apart from you 2,000 men there. If you march there, and if you also march there. So we'll make our Dornish army in the marches, and then we'll get our Reach men and Stormlander men, to meet up in Old Town for now. And get this war out of the way quickly. They've not got many men in the Reach, so we should easily be able to win this. Lord Garth of Somerset has declared Somerset war for Lady Moel's claim on the West March. Who are you? House Dirt. Okay. Interesting. I'd rather the Tarleys weren't usurped, even if they are red demon worshipping people. Wow, the Reach without the Old Town lands really does look quite small, doesn't it? Oh, and they've lost Tumbleton as well to the Trident. So the it's strange to see the Reach so underpowered, because normally they just swallow everything up on every playthrough, don't they? The Dawn is at a state of war. We should send ravens to the Great Lord, rallying them to the Crown's defence. We should, of course. Right. We are pregnant as well. I really hope that we get a son and heir. I believe that one of your vassals may discourage from associating with conspiratorial factions if the proper leverage is obtained. How do you wish to proceed? Obligate the vessel... let's just ask politely and see what we do. Obviously, if that doesn't work, then we'll be a bit more ruthless, just like our queen is. My prince, I humbly ask you to intervene. I will order Lord Garth to stand down. My prince, I will of course obey your will. My prince and my queen. The war... command for the war has ended. Right, let's get our men together quickly. Do not speak to me of obligations and duties. I may be your vassal, but that does not make me your slave. I am with full right to associate with whichever faction I like. Yes, okay. Once the Martell in our court. Here he is, Morgan Martell. Once he's of age, I think we'll press his claim. Is there any betrothals we can... No, we still can't do it until he's actually ours, and we'll marry him to a Dane, I think. If we can. There's bound to be a Dane female around somewhere. And then we'll press his claim on Sunspear and usurp that treacherous bitch over there. Right, I've not got a massive amount of gold, but we should be okay. Here we go, 2,500 men here. Who we got in charge? Let's put Zala in charge with Bors and Penella. And let's just march straight on and take that land as quickly as possible. Crush what small army they do actually have there. These two men, you march to Hornhill. You're marching to Hornhill as well. The 3,000 men should be enough to siege that land. We shouldn't have to worry about that. And then we'll get the rest of the army to march up as well. 1,700 men, okay? 1,900 men from the Reach. They're going to be no problem at all. Our 3,000 men here could take care of that if they wanted to. Yep, so you get that under siege. Do you know what? You march onto that Florent land instead. Why not? Let's put... Lord... Oh no, Bors was in charge of the other one, wasn't he? Let's go for Albin Ironwood, Bors, and Vorian. And then this now needs somebody else in the centre. We'll go for Orson of Rainhouse, whoever he is. Kalida Bolina, the wife of Prince Zalabar of West Yahal, has been spending a few days in Starfall. It's been a very nice experience meeting her. Maybe our people are not so different after all. I write to Prince Calabar. Suggest a non-aggression pact. We could be friends. Sure, why not? 1,900 men here. There's going to be a few more men there. Let's send those 900 there as well. And then we'll get our other host in the Prince's Pass that we're probably not going to need, to be honest, by the looks of things. I'm glad to hear you are well and that my wife's visit was a good experience. Unfortunately, in these times, pacts are broken left and right, and to avoid going back on my word in the future, I would rather not give this kind of guarantee. I hope you understand. Fair play. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel, pal. Do you know what? Would we be better off? Yeah, once the men get there, I think we'll march those to the Florent army, just in case those 2,000 men march on us. We may need more men here in Brightwater Keep. Right, merge together. Let's march them on Brightwater Keep. Let's get more reinforcements in Brightwater Keep. These 900 men. Yeah, just go to Night Song, why not? I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged. Yep, we'll go for obligate the vassal this time then and see if that makes any difference to the bitch. Right. All these march to Night Song instead. We'll get that second army in Night Song. Hopefully we're going to have enough men here. My prince, I'm deeply hesitant to ask, but the coffers of your loyal subjects are running dry from the upkeep of the levies you have raised from our lands. We'll give them gold. Wow, that's a lot of gold. Leaves us with 1 coin. Damn it. Right. Yes, let's forward along, get these lands under siege, and then we can march on to the capital. Thank you for reminding me of my duties and obligations as your vassal. You are right, of course. For the foreseeable future, you have my promise not to support factions. Okay, what factions actually are there then? Well, the one that she's actually making. And then Lady Jeline for the Dawn. Who's this? Lady Jeline Goldengrass. Why has she got a claim on the Dawn? The father of the... No idea why they've got a claim on the Dawn. That's an interesting one. She really doesn't like us, though. Which is a shame. Never mind. Most of the people in the Dawn do like us, so that's fine. Under my gun, it's my young ward Morgan is slowly mastering the art of swordsmanship. Awesome. Franklin has enlisted the help of some of the women from our staff to cheer me up and keep my mind off the pregnancy while I wait for the child to be born. If nothing else, it will be nice to have somebody to talk to when I'm not dealing with my duties. Fine, I suppose. So our health increases as well as our opinion of our husband, which is good considering he... Oh no, he's still got a 100% relationship with us, so even though we refuse to give him Old Town, so that's good. Come on, guys, let's hurry up and march. Peace be with you, I've been appointed as your regent. Right, so the birth must be near. One of the maids helps me sit down, gently taking a feel of my belly and asking me if I'm comfortable enough. Another servant encouragingly holds a spoonful of soup close to my mouth. All this pampering from my gossips is really spoiling me. What a blissful life I have. Gain the trait content. The just soup, the baby is hungry, gluttonous. Well, I'd rather get content. Are we ambitious? We don't have ambitious anyway, so yep, if we get content, it's not too bad. We didn't know by the looks of it, so that's fine. Right, 10,000 men here. Let's march them on to that Reach army, and let's put Zala in charge of that with Penela. There we go. And then because we don't really need them in charge of the other ones if they're only sieging, do we? Let's have a look. 5,000 men here. They've still got 3 commanders and 3,000 men here, but if we can get a siege leader, there we go, Beldakar, we'll just get a siege leader there in that place. We should be fine, and we'll form our 4th army in Night Song. We've got plenty of men. You have a new heir. If you die now, character dies now, you'll play as Andre Dane. I'm not sure if I like that. The regency for Queen Alla of the Dawn has ended. Right, let's find a different name. Let's name after an ancestor. Ulrich, Samuel, Davos, Albar, Ulrich, Geris, Edric, Vorian. Oh, I should have gone for Vorian, really, considering that's what our starting character was called. Let's have a look. If there's any other Arthur, yeah, it would be nice to have a Sword of the Morning being Arthur Dane, so let's call him Arthur for now, and let's hope that he becomes interesting. Queen Alla of the Dawn fulfilled the ambition to have a son, so we need a... Let's, as well, get straight on to that struggle focus and try and get him good in martial as quickly as possible. We need a new ambition. Expand the realm by conquest, win the war. Let's just go win the war for now. It'll be an easy one. Get a little bit of prestige if we can. Okay, where's this Gardner army just, well, Reach army just come from down here? Okay, we'll send our 4th army back down there then instead, so that let's... These 3,000 come back to the Prince's Pass. Can you go to Skyreach? Go to Skyreach. The 10,000 are going to march onto that army. Yeah, that's fine. And then we can march down south to crush the army that's down there. All is good. How's the Grey Plague looking as well? Okay, it has spread a little bit more, which is worrying, but hopefully not a massive amount. The world is a dangerous place and devious plots are everywhere. Rumours have reached you that people are conspiring to kill you. Oh, great. Let's have a look. Known plots. Kill Queen Alla of the Dawn. Renly of Three Towers. You... seriously? You have a son, high or low tower, so do you know what? If you're going to... He's currently considering end plot offer, right. We're going to imprison that bastard and we will torture him, considering he's plotting to kill the Queen. We know the Queen is ruthless. Right, these 3,000 men, let's send them back down to Skyreach as well. They're going to absolutely crush that army there. Absolute bastard. Can't believe he's trying to kill us. 3 days to wait for his answer. And did he actually accept? Yes, he accepted, but I still think I want to imprison the bastard. Imprison. We have a 63% chance of success based on our relative state intrigue. If we fail, he might declare war on us or flee. Using this option will increase your tyranny by 10. Your fear will increase, but no one's going to be that bothered considering he had a plot to kill us, so let's send. Yep, oh, bollocks, that probably didn't go too good. My guards failed to capture Lord Renly, who has now raised his flag in rebellion to arms. The Dawn is at a state of war, they will surely honour their obligation. So are people actually backing him? Yes, lots of people are backing him, which is annoying. He plotted to kill me, the bastard. Oh well, whatever, we've got most of our men raised, haven't we? So stay there for now. Actually, march north. March to there. We'll get our armies together. We'll be able to end this quickly. It's fine. We've got more than enough men to end this. We should have anyway. I hope. 21. Yeah, we've not lost that many men. We should be fine. I hope. Stamp out this small rebellion. Lord Vermin Igaris has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in aid of the Dawn. Yep, let's give him a reward. Wow, that was a massive reward as well. Okay, yeah, we're crushing that army there. We should be fine. We've got our men split in 2 to 3 decent-sized armies, so we should be absolutely fine. Let's now march this army to join that army. Let's split this army in half and move 2,300 down there just to reinforce that army there, just to be safe. Wow, there's 5,000 men now in Starfall, which is worrying. Let's band these together here. Let's march on to Skyreach and take care of that. I'm surprised by how many people have gone against us. Annabelle Fowler is currently under my control. It's not her fault. Let's end this war, end these wars and sieges as quickly as possible and bring down this rebellion. We will punish people. I'm very surprised that the Ullers and the Drylands have gone against us because they've got a decent opinion of us. I'm very surprised how many people have gone against us in this. We can't just plot to kill the Queen and get away with it. It's ridiculous. Right, we've got a decent amount of men. Do you know what? Let's... I do not have the full amount, but I will pay the interest. I didn't know that we had a loan up. And do you know what? Let's take this army round here instead. Keep our men together. Let's call up our fleets as well, just in case we're probably going to need them now. Sail to Old Town. Have we got any others anywhere? 16 fleets in the Ironwood land. So the Ironwood stayed loyal, which surprised me. Obviously, the Martells have gone against us, the bastards. We've got 12 Tarly fleets. The Tarleys have stayed loyal as well, which is surprising. The Blackmonts. And, okay. Most people have stayed loyal. Obviously not the people in our new land, but we knew they wouldn't. Right, 3,500 men here. They've almost won the siege, so we'll leave them to just finish it off. 9,800 men here. Merge them together. Should easily be able to win the siege of Brightwater Keep. There we go. Easy victory. And then we'll try and wipe out some of these armies if we can. Attempt an assault again. And again. Once more, and then we'll start sweeping some of these smaller armies before they all join together. Right. There we go, and we are going to be able to attack them in time as well with double the amount of manpower, so we should be okay there. That's perfect. Bringing 6,000 reinforcements around as well, even better. And we've managed to trap the Honeyhole army as well, which is even better, so we can march onto those once we destroy this even bigger army. There we go, we've got that siege under our control, perfect. I've got a disadvantage there, so it might not be the wisest idea to march onto them. We've defeated 1,000 there, though. King Tomod of the Trident has transferred the vassalage of Lord Grover of Blackwater Bay from Lord Brynden the Lazy. Okay. Yep, an easy victory there, and there'll be another easy victory there. Morgan stays. These peasants will be all mine to command like little slaves. That's it. You're under curfew, or yeah, let's say that's right. And he got the arbitrary trait. There we go, another victory. We should easily be able to push back these. We can go straight for 3 towers. Some barracks built in the high tower that we were trying to build, which is great news. Do you know what? Let's march on to 3 towers and get that under siege. Maybe we can capture somebody in the siege and end that war. Where is this army marching to? They're also marching there. Perfect. You know what? Stay in Night Song, because that's pretty good to defend, and we can march the rest of the army around to you in a moment. This huge army here. And stop the rest of them from getting into Dawn. Victory of a Barch Tree. Awesome. Right, let's move these 9,000 men over here, and we can attack the Beesbury army and end those. Uplands. Let's get into Uplands, actually. Yeah, that'd probably be a better move, and we can crush that armour. Lord Brynden of the Elbow has provided me with proof that someone has been viciously slandering me. We'll keep the information to ourselves for now. Yeah, we'll keep this army here. Guard the Prince's Pass. It's a very good defended land as well, isn't it? Night Song, if I remember correctly. So awesome. And it looks like most of the army have marched away from Starfall, which is good. They're all up in Ironwood for some reason. Works well in our favour, so I'm not going to complain too much. Let's march onto that army. Beat these small armies back and crush them. Yep, get 3 towers under siege. Do we have the siege leader in charge of it still? Yes, we do. Perfect. I'm confident we can bring both of these wars down pretty easy. We'll be expanding our land. We'll be getting rid of a traitor. And also making a point that you don't plot to kill this queen. You do not cross Queen Alla off the Dawn. We'll just make that even more known than it was anyway. I don't know why anyone's... 6,000 men here. Well, let's take the battle to them then. And now they've cowered it out and they've split their armies. So we'll march around and onto them once we attack the small force that's here, which is going to be a very, very easy victory. Take us up to 40%. Now we'll go and crush the army in Brightwater Keep. Siege of 3 towers is going well. How is our other army doing up in Night Song? Pretty good. You know what? We'll march them onto the army in Middlesbury and crush those 1,300 men. Crush every army that remains, and we can get all our force together. Siege these rebellious lords' lands, and then we can start taking the men into Dawn to bring down the Dornish traitors. There we go, we're going to have a great... That's a massive, massive victory. As long as we don't suffer too many casualties, that is going to be a huge victory here in Brightwater Keep. They had a hell of a lot of men there. And they lost 1,700 men, so not as many as I would have liked to have killed. Master Edwin of Three Flowers has been captured. Perfect. Right, 8,000 men here. Let's march on to Middle Bay. We can join our main forces there together and start taking people. We'll let him rot for now. Still need to get this siege of 3 towers under control. We've got 106 ships as well, which will definitely be useful. I am a bit worried about that huge Dornish army, though, 7,000 there, and I'm sure there was about 5,000 Duskmen that are sneaking up around the Stormlands here. But we shouldn't have to worry about it, hopefully. As it looks like we're going to be able to crush these Reachmen here pretty easily. I'm going to march onto those. Despite the war we are waging against each other, Lord Gerris still hopes that the two of us can remain on good terms. Look, okay, I've just received a letter from him complimenting me and my troops for the valour and skill we have shown during the war. Your troops prove to be just as brave. Gain 100 prestige. If only I could say the same about yours. We ignore Lord Gerris and gain 100 prestige. Or Okay. Well, why are you going against us then? Why not stay loyal if you like us that much? He's got a 100% opinion of us. You thought you'd have broke away from his liege lord and stayed loyal to us, wouldn't you, really? But whatever. Wow, 15,000 men. As long as the supply line's good, we've got a big force there to start knocking back the traitors. We're at 58% war score as well against the Reach now, so that war should be over fairly soon. Let's merge those men together. 15,000. Wow. But the supply line's not the best. Let's march those onto Night Song, and we can view the battlefield, well, the map a little bit better and see where most of the enemy are hiding. We've also almost sieged 3 towers. Where is the Lord? Oh, we've captured him. Victra. He decided to stay in his castle. Your enemy, Lord Renly Lowtower, has been captured by Lord Beldakar Vaith of Vaith and taken to the Red Dunes as a prisoner. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So we've managed to end that war, offer peace, and force demands yes. The war against the tyranny of Queen Alla of Dawn has ended. Queen Alla of the Dawn has won. So, can we have him, please, transferred to us? Can we not? Because I want to revoke his title, give it to his son, and I want to actually torture the bastard as well, considering he plotted to kill us. Right, so we've literally just got those 2,000 Reach men left. So do you know what? Instead of marching on to Night Song, we no longer need to do that. So let's... Queen Alla of the Dawn has fulfilled the ambition to win the war. Perfect. The war has been won. The rebel armies have been crushed by your brave loyalists. Lady Joanna Martell, one of the traitors, has been brought before you to hear your judgment. Send her to the dungeon. As she's currently not in your prison, she may rebel. Don't really want to let her bend the knee. We'll send her to the dungeon. Who's this? Lady of Goldengrass, let her bend the knee. Bulwer, let him bend the knee. Beesbury, let him bend the knee. As it's first offences for these lords, and we've only just took them, we'll allow them to bend the knee. But this is Lady Martell's, what, 5th, 6th offence? So we're not going to let her get away with it again. New ambition, have 5 children, fall in love. Let's go for have a daughter, try and get ourselves a princess. This army we will split in half once we arrive in Horn Hill and split the army, spread out. Lady Joanna of the Broken Arm has declared war of Broken Arm independence. That's fine. The war has been won. The rebel armies have been crushed. We'll let Lady Dryland bend the knee. We'll let Lady Dusk bend the knee. Lady Fowler can bend the knee. I've just noticed it's all princesses at the minute. Lord Renly of 3 Towers, send him to the dungeon. All Alla Dayne, I find your judgment harsh, and as such, my bannerman and I no longer acknowledge your dominion over the Broken Arm. That's fine. I'm going to get rid of you and replace you with the Martell that we currently have in our possession. We've got some hostages as well, which is perfect. Lots of hostages. So that will keep people in line. Right. 3 Towers is under siege. We can march back on to Tumbleton now. But I think we'll end today's episode here, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I really hope that you have enjoyed. I'm still absolutely loving this series, and I'm so glad that so many of you are still watching it daily. Please don't forget to like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for my next video tomorrow.